All right, so Libra, that plays very well into what I'm talking about here with the Hanged Man, because the Fool is not a fool, but sometimes in the sense it can be a fool. So I always read this for people looking to reconcile and people who are single together. And the Fool says, look, Libra, there's been a lot of beginnings and a lot of potential here for you. What's going on? What's gone wrong? And I really think, Libra, you are coming into the end of this year knowing that you got to make some changes too. And I'm not trying to harp or lecture you, Libra. And I normally don't at all. Because Libras are pretty, like, they kind of have a plan and like a routine, and they make things happen. And I mean, I made it very clear that some of my closest friends are Libras. My son is a Libra. I love Libras. But this is like taking responsibility for your actions and understanding that you may think, Libra, that you're loud and clear, but you're not always loud and clear. And the Fool is saying, look, why have you had so many beginnings and so many endings? The Fool is all these opportunities and fearless, but then you're playing the innocent card. Like, I didn't do anything wrong. It wasn't me. It was them. It was them. It was them. And now I think you're the Hanged Man, where you're saying, shoot, maybe it wasn't all them. Maybe I was pushing it in a direction when I should have been paying attention to other things. And so I feel like, Libra, whether you're single or looking to reconcile, you've got to notice, you've got to see the potential you had before in the past and look at every scenario. Was every scenario the same? Were a lot of scenarios very similar? Was it you did one thing and they did one and then they moved in one direction? Like, if you were presenting money expecting love, it doesn't work that way. If you're giving gifts expecting love, it doesn't work that way. A gift is a gift. You can't expect to get something in return. If all they wanted was your heart, but you didn't know how to give that or open up, then that's on you. You may think, hey, I was doing this and that was showing you my love. That's not the same thing. They don't go hand in hand. It could be the opposite. It could be that that's all you gave was love and that's all you had was love, but they were missing, something else. Maybe they needed somebody who was a little more stable financially. Whatever the case is, Libra, it's like you're on the right track. You're coming in going, okay, I understand that it takes, that cliche 2 to tango to make it happen. I won't repeat that again for the rest of the reading, I promise, because that saying drives me crazy to a certain extent. But it really, it does. It makes sense. And you may have to, bite the bullet here if you're interested in getting back with somebody. And definitely if you're wanting to meet new people, you got to change it up. You got to rethink it and do it differently. And that's temperance. Your theme of the month is patience, but also compromise. It has to be a two-way street. It cannot be the way you want it. It cannot be the way somebody else wants it. You guys have got to figure out how to get that even Steven type ground. All right, the next card you have is your immediate past, so over the past 2 weeks and past few months, past month or two, generally. And you have the Page of Pentacles or coins. And this is somebody who's all of a sudden being very pragmatic, responsible, aspiring for something. So if you're single, you are figuring out the tools. I'm not saying you're a tool. I'm saying you're figuring out the tools because he has one here. And how to be pragmatic about dating. You're figuring out this. It's very much like Libra's coming into November, learning about themselves and learning about, and maybe, your birthday had something to do with it. Maybe you realized, I thought at this age, right? We all say that. I thought at this age I would be here, or I thought at this age I might be here. And maybe you're going, okay, I need to be reasonable about this. What do I want and how am I going to get there? If you're single, you're definitely looking at like the bigger picture. You want marriage, you want kids, you want, and maybe you don't, but if that's what you want, and your wants could be just finding somebody who loves scary movies and, rain. Whatever it is you want, you're realizing that you need to figure out how to get it, that you need to figure out what it takes. What materials do you need? And not materials, obviously, tangible, but what materials inside yourself do you bring and possess and bring to the table so therefore you can get it back? Because this person who's sparking your curiosity, if you're single, is not interested in what you think would really jive or spark their curiosity. And I think it's going to be a lesson learned. I think it's going to be a big one. And I think you might be onto something big here, Libra, but you're going to have to understand, like, the tables are going to turn a little bit on you, and it may make you uncomfortable because you feel like, well, love should be this way and dating should be this way. And if I do this, they should respond this way. And it doesn't work that way. And I think you're going to realize, you're going to all of a sudden see you can be happy and when somebody puts you in that, like, out of your comfort zone. Okay. And if you're looking to reconcile, it's the same thing. If you want to be with this person, you're going to take responsibility for whatever role you played in it, and you're going to aspire to be better. But you're also going to aspire for a better relationship, but you're going to be reasonable about it. I know, Libra, it sounds like I'm lecturing, like you guys were at fault, and I'm not saying that at all, but these cards are showing, like, a responsibility, a sacrifice. I mean, you could look up textbook definition for that card for the most part in tarot and see responsible and see, you know, being practical about it. So that's what this is saying. If you want to be with that person, and yeah, you might have to sacrifice. So what if they were in the wrong? Sometimes you're in the wrong too. I just get this sense that Libra, and Libras are stubborn. I know Libras, and one of my signs is Libra. So I know that we can be very stubborn. And so I think Libras are kind of figuring out this month, over the past few weeks, that the way you've been doing it isn't working. So if you want to get what you want, you got to change it up. The next card you have is your distant future. So over the next few months and into the new year. And you have the Six of Wands. All right. So the Six of Wands is about achieving what you want. So you're putting things in motion, whether you like it, whether it takes you out of your comfort zone, whether you're single or looking to reconcile. If you're single, this is saying whatever you decide to do, whether you're going to date people you normally wouldn't date, whether you're going to get a little more mushy-gushy if you're not normally romantic, or if you're normally, like, you know, Shakespeare, you're going to tone it down a little bit. Whatever you're doing is going to get you what you want, and you're going to feel good about it. You're going to feel prideful, because I feel like some of you felt like the only way to achieve certain things is to be like textbook, right? Well, if I do this for her or him, then they should respond this way. And you're going to start to realize it doesn't work this way. And I think that somebody here is going to it's going to be like a light bulb moment, like, aha, you're going to feel on top of the world over the next few months, because you're almost going to feel like, I figured it out. I figured out how to date. I figured out how to date in a way that I'm happy and I make them happy and we're happy together, and yay, that's good. Okay, so if you're looking to reconcile, this says that you can get that, but you're going to have to suck up your pride, get it, and then you will feel that sense of achievement. And you'll feel that sense of, I can do this. We can do this together. We can be in a relationship. I understand now what it takes to be in a healthy relationship. Again, I'm not saying that other people haven't done you wrong, Libra. I'm not trying to discount that or discredit it. Just if you like this person and you're watching these videos and you're watching about reconciliation, then you kind of hold that power, because until the door is slammed and they say, no, 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 never again, I don't want you ever. And even then, sometimes people are crazy and there's still a chance. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just kind of feel like you can get what you want, but you may have to be the one to make the effort, even though it sucks, because you might have to suck it up. All right, the next card you have is your immediate future, so over the next few weeks. And look, you've got Temperance. So patience, patience, patience. If you're single, this person can spark your curiosity. It could be one or two people that are going to kind of get in your head, and they're going to make you realize some things about yourself, and they're going to make you realize that you have to change things up. And it's about compromise. Temperance is about compromising. So allow them to be who they are. They'll allow you to be who you are, but also, like, combine those efforts and make it good for both of you. It's about, like I said before, for the theme, it's about balance and moderation as well. So give your heart, but don't give too much right off the bat. Give your, your feelings, but not too much right off the bat. Kind of ebb and flow. Temperance is about feeling confident in yourself, and it's about giving love and allowing you to be you, right? But also understanding that not that nobody's like you, right? Nobody's exactly you. And so sometimes you may give one type of reaction, or you may say something, or you may do something, and you expect a reaction, or you expect it to be, well, if I do this, they'll do that. It doesn't work that way. And I think, Libra, this month, with the Temperance showing up twice, you're going to start to realize that if you listen and if you pay attention, and if you're just the best you can be, and you put that on the universe with no expectation and just really being you, you're going to find somebody amazing. And I feel like you're going to have to, because if you're single and you're looking for somebody, you may have found them, or you're going to find them, but they're not up for like you running the show. They're not up for, well, if I do this, I expect you to do this. No, it's not how it works. It works in a compromise. If you're looking to reconcile, it's very similar. It's going to be about compromise. You will not make it happen with them, and they will not make it happen with you unless both of you are willing to work together and understand that, sometimes you just have to agree to disagree. And that's what this is saying, Libra. Go into it. If you love this person, that's what you need to focus on, is the love, the potential, and then show them you're willing to compromise. Or they may come to you with that, showing that they're willing to compromise. And if it's what you want, you're going to have to knock down that wall and be like, okay, and no finger pointing, no drama. It just has to be, if you really want it, go for it. And if you don't want it, move on. The next card you have is any future external factors. So anything throughout the month of November, tangibly, that you will come in contact with. It could be once, it could be 10 times, it could be the beginning, middle, etc. And you have the Seven of Swords. So if you're single, this is saying, this is strategy. This is about manipulation. So if you're single, this says, don't try and force it. Don't try and make it what you want it to be. If you like somebody and you want to be with them, or you want to get to know them better, don't tell them what you think they want to hear. Don't play the game in a way that you're playing the game. Play the game in the way that you're sincere, the way that Libras are, because Libras can lay it all out on the table and they mean exactly what they say, but they can also lay it on the table again with the expectation of, if I do this, you should do that. And it doesn't work that way. And again, Libra, I don't know why. I don't normally lecture. And like I said, one of my signs is a Libra, so I get it. But something this month is saying you have to pay attention to yourself and how you're reacting, maybe the people you're picking. And I think that the Seven is saying that too. Like, you can't manipulate the situation to go the way you want it, even if you date 10 people. So the strategy should be more like, I've got this. And if I like somebody, I'm going to let them know. And if they like me back, great. And if they don't, it doesn't matter, because I'm on to the next, I'm on to the next person or on to the next date. And this is about, too, watching out for deception. Like, you've got to make sure that you see things clearly as well. Because I think that because you're so caring and loving, you want to believe everything people tell you. And it doesn't, they're not always being honest with you. So you have to watch that manipulation. If you're single, you have to be able to decipher between their being genuine and their being disingenuine as well. But the weird thing is, Libra, I feel like you've met this person, or you're going to meet them, and you just have to make sure you're not pushing. Like, don't push. Let it come. Have this balance of the Temperance. Don't push it. Don't push it. Don't push it. Libra, this person who's coming in is super special. Don't try and manipulate it. Just let it come. Be you. I'm not saying don't be you, but allow them to be them as well. If you're looking to reconcile, don't manipulate the situation. If you're looking to reconcile, don't be deceiving, don't be cunning, don't be anything. If you want them back, just be completely truthful. Don't show up with, well, I did this because, or I felt, no. Like, I'm asking you, Libra, because I feel like some of you are feeling hurt. Like, they owe me. They need to apologize to me. They need to. And it doesn't work that way, because if you care about them, none of that matters. Then you have the conversation and you communicate. But if you try and manipulate it, or if you try and but I really care about you and I miss you. And then 2 weeks in, you're like, but you should have done this or you should have done that. It's not going to work. So you've got to be very careful here, because if you're looking to reconcile, this says, don't have a strategy. Don't have a game plan. If you really, really like this person or you really, really love them, make the sacrifice, cut them the slack. Hey, you know what? If it was all their fault, it was all their fault. But if you love them, it doesn't matter anyways. The next card you have is internal factors. Anything that comes throughout the month of November that you're going to be feeling, could be once, twice, at the beginning, middle, end, and you have the star. So this is some beautiful energy coming in to your November read. And I kind of feel like it's going to be towards the end of the month, because you're going to have this balance of the temperance. And you're the only read so far that I've done that has both the theme and one of their cards in the read that has been corresponding. The star is one of my favorite cards. I think it's a lot of readers' favorite card. This is about hope and inspiration. This comes after the Tower and the Major Arcana, the destruction, the tear down, the just complete deception of everything. And the star says, no. I got this. This is beautiful. I've got self-esteem. I'm being generous. I've got inspiration, hope. So if you're single, have this energy. Have this energy. Know that you are going to get what you want. Know that you are amazing. Know that if you're generous with your heart and you really just show up as you, Libra, you are some of my favorite people. Just show up as you. When you're dating, just be you, because you're good enough just the way you are. People like you just the way you are. And it chokes me up a little bit, because I know some amazing Libras who are dating or who've been through this, and you are enough. You are simply enough. So don't try and manipulate this, and don't try and be somebody you're not. If you are single and this person thinks you're amazing, they already think that, Libra. They already think that. So just be you, and they'll still think that, because whoever this person is that you're going to meet that's coming in, they already know this about. If you're looking to reconcile, this says there is some inspiration in meeting or in making this happen. Again, for some of you, it could be somebody you haven't talked to in a long time. Could be somebody that you're just kind of checking in on, or you heard about, or came into play. Some of you, it is a connection that you've had for a long time, and you're hopeful. You're hoping that it's gonna work, but you're feeling good about it, and you're feeling generous. So again, this is you saying, you know, I could spend all this time blaming. I could sit here and point the finger and say that it was them, but I'm going to maybe open up, and I'm going to maybe just put it all out there. And again, if they slam the door, they slam the door. And if they don't, then you got that shining star.